in today's video, I'm gonna break down how much we made last year in my business. Break it down from our top line gross revenue all the way down to what our profit was. I'm new here on YouTube, so a little bit about me. I run a video company called District Film outside of Atlanta, Georgia. I also love just entrepreneurship in general and personal finance and how we can all grow and be better together. I want this to be an encouragement to you that if you do a service-based business or a technology business or an online store, whatever it is, if you stick at it, if you stick with it and you do a great job for people, you will grow and you can continue to hit more and more revenue and have more and more influence in your space and continue to do more and more projects for people. But our business has continued to grow year after year, and I'm really thankful for that. And I'm continuing to strive to do better and to do more. And there's also part of what I'm going to talk about today of how honestly I wish we would have made a little less and said no to some things because of how busy I allowed my schedule to get, how much that impacted my home life with my family, and even just my personal life with how I was feeling, my physical health, mental health. And so we're going to break these numbers down. But I also hope through this video and other videos that I plan on releasing soon that I can help you avoid some pitfalls, avoid some things where, guess what? Like, making the most revenue isn't the most important thing. I mean, that may be different to you, but for me, as I continue to get older and grow and figure out what's really important and how I can be the best version of myself, sometimes the most revenue isn't the right answer. Saying no to the right job or saying yes to the right job is way more important than that. So I want to help you avoid those pitfalls no matter what business you're in. So let's get into the numbers. Last year, our top line gross revenue was $407,119.38, which is a little mind-blowing to me. Now, I know there are companies that are way bigger than me that's nothing, right? But for my business, it's just me. I have an assistant who works part-time, and then we use contractors. And so for us to do over $400,000 last year with just me and my assistant is really remarkable. And I'm something I'm really proud of. I don't say it to gloat or anything like that. We've had years of continued and steady growth, and that's a huge number for us. And we want to continue to grow that, but we also want to continue to grow it in the right way. For my business, this $407,000 was made up of video projects. So we're doing commercials for people, we're doing training videos, all these different types of things. One thing to note on this that I have started to realize recently is how quickly your perspective can change on this. So I remember there was a time in 2018 before I got married and I was trying to get my business off the ground and nothing seemed to be going right. The thought of doing $10,000 in a month for my business seemed like that would be, yes, if I could just get that, or if I could just make 100K that year, like that would be it. And all of a sudden we hit that goal and hit the next goal and hit the next goal that were all revenue driven, and it was not enough. And so I want to caution you, and this is honestly just me preaching to myself, I want to caution us, like I said a little bit earlier, that driving revenue isn't just the main thing. But what's our quality of life? A lot of us, if you're running your own business, we got into this so we could have more time with our family and do what we wanted when we wanted. But sometimes it feels like we get into a spot where we've actually created a job for us that's more demanding than if we just had a regular 9-to-5. So ask yourself those questions. Is launching that new product the right thing for right now? Is taking that project on, even though it brings revenue in, is that the right thing if it's a client that you know is going to cause you so much headache and you're already busy and you're already stressed? Something to think about as we go forward. Now, let's break down expenses, because of course we didn't just make $407,000 and then just take all that home. So here's the expense that I'm actually the most happy about, and it's our biggest expense. $90,690 went to contractors last year. That $90,600 comprises the guys and girls that are on our contracting teams that help us on shoots and help us with edits as well. And I'm really, really proud of that number. Again, this is probably low for bigger companies, but for our company that's small as we continue to grow, us being almost at 100,000 in giving people opportunities to work is huge. Our second biggest line item expense is payroll, $41,750. That's the salary that I pay myself. And we take distributions on top of that from the business. $25,332.82 was on new equipment. The next one after that, $19,349 went to a new car for the business. Next category, $7,524.94 for software and for things for our office. $5,217.21 for meals, whether that be for while we were on set, buying food for the crew, or a lot of Starbucks. We had $1,561.31 in rental equipment last year. Last year for payroll, employer taxes, $3,492. If this one hurts, and we're going to fix this year for 2024. QuickBooks payment fees, $3,727. that's like a vacation or two. So yeah, we're definitely gonna fix that for 2024. I'm not paying QuickBooks almost $4,000 this year. $1,869.63 in travel, so hotels and those kind of things. $3,072.91 in utilities for internet and phone. We had another $898.41 in job supplies. We had some other random expenses and fires we had to put out in the business in the middle of the year that I need to categorize better in QuickBooks, but our bottom line number after all expenses for the business is $203,101.53 in profit for 2023. So I shared these numbers with you again to hopefully be an encouragement to you no matter where you are in your business. If you're way ahead of this, awesome, good for you. But if you're still building a business, whether that be a video company like I'm doing or an online service business or whatever it is that you're doing, keep going, keep pushing, and keep doing great work for people, and this will grow. But I also want to caution you, like I said earlier, make sure you're asking the right questions. There's probably about $20,000 to $30,000 of that revenue from last year that we should have said no to. And yes, that would have meant $20,000 or $30,000 less dollars that we brought into our business. And I'll explain this in a different video about one specific month where it just went really, really bad in terms of like me being okay and my family and everything, because we were so busy, which looks great on the outside. But my mental health, my physical health, my family's emotional health was not in a good place because we took on way too much. So ask yourself, are we in a good place to take this next project on? Are we supposed to launch that next thing? Why we got into this at the end of the day, what we were talking about earlier, be there more for our family, have time for ourselves, actually have time to do things we like to do, not have to clock in. Sometimes we create more work than we would have even had if we had a 9 to 5, and we could have said no to some stuff and had a much better quality of our days. I hope this is an encouragement to you. Please like the video if this was helpful. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be dropping videos at least once a week for 2024. That is the goal. That is the mission. Because again, sticking with something, I want to see this YouTube channel grow. I love talking to other entrepreneurs and other business leaders out there that are trying to do their own thing, especially in our age of the creator economy, of the gig economy. We're all trying to figure this out and be better, to grow, and to have better quality of days. So if this is helpful, please subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you in the next one.